A man that we gave the BYU Sports Nation karma to on more than a few occasions, Anson Winder, joining us on the Deseret First Credit Union hotline, putting on his analyst cap as we break down BYU basketball. Anson, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me back, guys. It's been a while. It's good to hear from you.
Yeah, what is life like after basketball?
A lot more boring. This is that time of year where basketball's picking up again, the NBA is going, college basketball starting, and I've put on my spectator hat, which I hadn't done in forever. So, I mean, it's a lot more boring. I'm just trying to stay busy and watch as many basketball games as I can.
Remind us what you're doing with a master's degree at BYU still.
I'm finishing up my NCAA, so I should be done in a little less than a year. I'm excited for that. That's definitely helping me stay busy. It's a lot on the plate, but it's exciting. I'm ready to get it over with and move on to whatever's next in my stage in my life.
You're ready to make money is what's going to happen, right?
Yeah, I hear you guys are making big bucks, so I'm just trying to be like you guys,
We're flipping dollar bills in Studio B right now.
I'm driving an 02 Jetta, so what up?
Okay, now I know this is a tough question to answer, but I'm interested about what it's like to now be a post-BYU player and what you miss most about the team aspect.
It's definitely tough because you come to BYU and you're automatically in this realm and almost like fraternity and group of guys that are awesome guys, and you never think it's going to end. So that definitely was tough, and I think I just missed the camaraderie that I had with the guys. Having 12 other brothers on the team that you could talk to about anything, that you guys can laugh at the same jokes, and you're constantly with each other. You take those relationships for granted, and I think that's one thing that I probably miss most is just having that group of guys to be with every day. But it's exciting to see them, build that chemistry and relationships out on the floor and off the court as well, and I think it'll prove to be successful for them in the future.
What do you think of BYU hoops so far through 2 games?
It's a different look. I think you watch our teams these past couple of years and you see how guard oriented we were, and to see us play through posts more and make plays, still playing at that same fast pace, but to use our posts it's exciting to see, and I think that's what Coach Rose wanted to get back to, having shied away from that the last couple of years.
Anson Winder with us on BYU Sports Nation. When you watch a game like BYU played late on Monday night against Long Beach State, a game on paper that the Cougars were favored to win, they probably feel like they absolutely should have won mentally, but they didn't. It's a 1-point loss. What is the toughest part of dropping a game like that as a player?
Well, it's tough because, yes, on paper you look at it and you say statistically BYU should beat them, and, when the ball's tipped, it doesn't matter. All the stats go out the window, and guys who haven't scored all year all of a sudden have the games of their lives, and in instances like that. So it is tough, but I think regrouping is just learning lessons for everyone. Young guys are going to have to make plays in the future, and hopefully you can just chop this up as a learning experience, and it's an early season loss that we can hopefully bounce back from and improve dividends later on.
And that happened the last couple of years. There were those midseason slumps where BYU would go on the road to California, northern or southern, and there would be, a loss or two that you couldn't really explain. Long Beach State seems to fit that mold. So give us an idea of what you guys did to kind of turn it around, and what maybe Dave Rose specifically is, what the conversation's like related to maybe free throws or turnovers after the Long Beach State game.
It's definitely back to basics. You go back and we rehash what makes us the team we are, what makes Coach Rose have success with all of his teams is there's something that you have to revisit. I think it's a re-education that we would constantly have to go through to get back on track. And the next game is always the biggest game of the year, the biggest game of the season, and he made sure to stress that with us. So I think it's just a rehash of what got us to that point and why we've had success before. I think you address the turnovers and the and the missed free throws. It was just experience. I think you start the game and you see 3 of your most experienced guys get into foul trouble, and you have to expect your younger guys to make plays at an earlier instance than you would like to. Again, you see this all the time where young guys need to step up and make plays, and you have your experienced guys get in foul trouble, and it hurts, but it's a reason for someone else to step up.
I know it's early, and it goes against my mentality to knee-jerk react to anything that happens, in the first few games of the season. But the early trend of turnovers and missed free throws has some fans concerned. So how concerned are you, and do you think that fans and players and coaches should be about the turnover and free throw issues that BYU basketball have kind of struggled with early in the season?
I don't think it's anything to stress about. We've, the last 4 years I've been there, we've had those same issues to start the year, and it's just the pregame jitters and just getting used to the flow of the game. And guys who've never played college basketball all of a sudden getting major minutes, and you have your point guard who gets in foul trouble early, and your shooting guard gets in foul trouble early as well. So those are guys who are mainly doing most of the handling of the ball who aren't even out on the floor. So of course you're going to have to deal with those bumps and bruises of having young guys make plays and have to lead a team without their actual senior leaders out there. So I don't think it's anything to really stress about. As the games go on, you'll see guys get more comfortable and feel more at home. And this is a game that everyone out there knows. They know how to play. They've had success in high school, else they wouldn't be at BYU, and they definitely know how to play the game. So I think it's just adjusting to college basketball, and it'll take it, a week at a time, a day at a time, and a game at a time for them to finally feel comfortable, but it'll come.
Yeah, how quickly should we expect newcomers that are younger, like Nick Emery and company, to really make a difference for BYU? Should there be a situation like you pointed out where, hey, a couple of your veterans, Fisher and Collinsworth and Davis, get in foul trouble and they need to lead?
Well, against Long Beach, that was definitely an eye-opener. And guys will take away from that, hey, I have to be ready to step up, regardless of who we play or the situation, because you never know when injuries happen, foul trouble happens, and you have to just be ready when your number is called to hopefully step in and make a play or two to help contribute to a win. I think we can see changes as soon as today. Coach is going to hash and rehash the fact that everyone needs to make plays. I think he said that after the game, that not enough guys made plays to win. And, as bad as we may have played, you still only lose by 1 point. So it just goes to show that there is room for improvement, there's room for growth, and there's still a ton of success that could be had this year.
BYU Adams State tonight, live on BYUtv at 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 Mountain. We're talking with former BYU basketball standout Anson Winder right now. Where do you think we will see the most improvement from this BYU team tonight as compared to what happened against Long Beach State?
I think you'll definitely see a score in the numbers we usually score in. We didn't get to the 70-80 mark that we usually like to get to, and that comes from not having your leading scorers out there long enough to make those big plays. And I think you'll definitely see us get back to basics as far as scoring in transition and playing through the post. We saw huge strides from Kyle Davis and Corbin these last couple of weeks, and I think we'll see them get more touches and score more around the rim as well as to go along with Chase and Kyle and the rest of the guards making plays on the perimeter.
There's been a lot of discussion, Anson, about this question, and this will be interesting because you were on the team last year and now are not. A lot of people think, the overall talent of the team has improved, therefore it will be better. I am of that opinion. Yet you were on that team last year, so it almost feels disrespectful to the guys that were on that team. But what do you think of that? Is this team going to be better this season than last year's team?
It's different teams, and only time will tell. I think you saw what made us successful last year, and we had some games, of course, that we should have won that we didn't, and we had losses or games slip away from us that we definitely should have won. And clearly, you don't know how basketball is going to play out. Who's to say this team will be better than last year? We don't really know. I guess we'll have to decide in March who's that better team. And it's exciting to see, though. I think there's strides that can be made, and there's still a lot of success that can be had this year. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. It's hard to judge that now of just the two games that we've seen.
Anson Winder with us on BYU Sports Nation. Speaking of March, the last two teams that you played on were a 10 seed in 2013-14 and last year an 11 seed playing in Dayton against Mississippi in the 2014-2015 season. So, Anson, true or false, BYU will be a single-digit seed, meaning 9 or lower, in the NCAA tournament this year?
I'm definitely going with true. They will be a single-digit seed this year. I feel it coming.
Why do you think that they will be a single-digit seed?
Because we take these licks earlier on in the year. If Long Beach is the worst that we play and we can learn from that experience, then I think it'll prove to really help us in March. Our schedule is still set for us to make a ton of noise. I think going to Hawaii will help a ton, playing Utah, and then having a strong conference schedule and get some wins on our belt against Gonzaga and St. Mary's. The top teams will definitely help us in March. So I can see us having success throughout the course of the year and getting a single-digit seed come March.
So where do you see BYU right now needing the most improvement to get to a single-digit seed type of team at the end of the season?
I think it's not so much of an improvement. I think it's just more of confidence. Basketball is a game of confidence. The more confident you play, the better your game is going to be. I don't think it's a fact that we need to fix anything. We have all the pieces right there. You can see we have the size, we have the guard play, we have the experience to be successful now. It's just having guys step up and be confident and making plays, and that'll prove to help us win basketball games throughout the course of the year.
Anson Winder with us on BYU Sports Nation. Anytime you want to watch some hoops with Jerem and myself,
Who?
Anson, Jaren, or Jerome, or Jerem.
Jerome, I like Jerome.
Okay,
Let's go with that. Who's Jaron?
you feel free to come by and watch some hoops. I want to know what it's like to watch with a former basketball player as you put
I
on
don't
that
know if you guys
analyst
want
cap.
to watch with me. I'm still bouncing around and yelling and screaming at the TV and getting
Yelling and
angry like
screaming?
I'm out there. So you guys may get annoyed.
We'll fit in if you're yelling and screaming.
You'll especially fit in with Jerome and Jaren.
Jaron, that guy's a piece of work.
Yeah, that guy, he's an animal.
And it's great to have you on the show, man. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, guys. It's good to hear from you.